Hello guys, in this video I am going to discuss timers concept. Timers are very useful in embedded systems. It maintains the timing of an operation in sync with the system clock. Total there are three 16-bit timers or counters in 8089S52 microcontroller. Whereas in normal 8051 microcontroller we have only two 16-bit timers or counters. Timers or counters combined in a single block as shown here, and it uses system clock for its operation. That means the timers or counters depend on this oscillator. Timers are used to generate time delays and counters are used to count external events. Timers also used to generate baud rates. That is, for example, if you see our serial programming, so we need to generate some baud rate. So using timers we can generate baud rates. That we will discuss during serial communication programming. In my previous videos I have used for loop iterations for generating some time delay, but using for loop we can't get accurate delays, so we must use timers to generate accurate exact delays. So that means if I need 10 millisecond delay, so using these for loops we can't get exact accurate 10 millisecond delay or timings. So this is only possible using timers concept. So we can generate exact 10 millisecond delay using timers concept. So as I told, there are two timers in 8051, timer 0 and timer 1. So for both timer 0 and timer 1, so there is both are 16 bits wide. But whereas 8051 has a 8-bit architecture, each 16-bit timer has accessed as two separate registers, that is as lower byte and higher byte. So that is nothing but for timer 0 or timer 1, so there will be lower byte that we call it as TL. So for timer 0 TL0, for timer 1 TL1. So for higher byte register, that is this one, we call it as for timer 0 TH0, for timer 1 TH1. So the timer looks like this. There are bits from D0 to D15, total 16-bit wide. So this can be accessed as TL0 or TL0 and TH0. So for timer 0, for timer 1 TL1 and TH1. So both timers, timer 0 and timer 1, use the same register, that is called TMOD, to set various timer mode operations or operation modes. TMOD is a 8-bit register. So this TMOD will be used for both setting timer 0 as well as timer 1. So the lower 4 bits are used for timer 0 as you see here, and the upper 4 bits used for timer 1. So that means if you are using timer 0, so you will be configuring these bits for different modes, and at that time this will be 0. So if you are using timer 1, so these bits will be configured at that time this timer 0 bits will be 0. So we will discuss each and every bit in this TMOD register. So if you see, there are different bits for if you see from timer 0. So there is a gate C by T bar M1 M0. So what is the use of gate here? So this will be same for timer 0 and timer 1. So what is the gate here? So there are different methods for starting, that is internal method, software method to start the timer, or external method to start or stop the timer. So if gate is 0, that indicates it is the internal method or software method to start the timer. So if gate is 1, so that indicates it is the external or external method to start the timer or counter. So if you see the next bit C by T bar, so it represents, if we give 0 this bit, then the timer will act as timer. So if we give C by T bar as 1, then the timer will be acted as counter operation to count external events. So if we set it as a timer, so it will generate some delay based on your configuration. So there are different modes here that can be decided by M0 and M1. So as shown here. So that means if M0 M1 are both are 0 0 0, so we call it as mode 0. So it represents 13-bit timer mode. So if it is M1 M0 is 0 1, then we call it as mode 1. So this is a 16-bit timer mode. So we use this mostly we use this 16-bit timer mode for timer or counter operation. And there is a M1 0 M0 0, so that is 1 0. So we call it as mode 2. So we call it as 8-bit auto reload mode. So this means, so whatever you set for TH value, that will be automatically copied to TL 0 or 1. So that means once you copy the 8-bit value to TH 0 or 1, that will be automatically reloaded to TH 0 or 1. So next is if both are 1, then we call it as a split timer mode. So we don't use mostly this one. So mostly we use 16-bit or 8-bit mode for setting different timer or counter operating modes. Next, if we see, so we can configure T mode like this one, like mode 1 means nothing but timer 0 we are selecting. So suppose if T mode value is equal to 00000001, that means you can understand, so only this bit is 1, remaining all are zeros. That means in this configuration, the first configuration A, in this configuration he is using timer 0. That is the reason this bit is 1. So this side bits we are using timer 0 and mode 1. So what is that mode 1? So mode 1 we already discussed. So that is this one, 16-bit timer mode. So that means we are using timer 0 16-bit mode. That is the meaning of this A here. So if we see the another value for T mode, so that is 0010 0000. Here we are using timer 1 and mode 2. So that is nothing but timer 1 is this side and mode 2 is nothing but 8-bit auto reload mode. So that is 10. So that means the value will be, so 0010, that is 0x20 hexadecimal value. So next, another condition, if we see, if we set the T mode like 0001 0010, so we call it as So here we are using both timer 1 and timer 0. So that is both we are using mode 2 operation. So mode 2 is nothing but 8-bit operation of both timer 1, timer 0. So like this we can decide which mode we can operate. So this we are going to write in our program, these values, T mode values. So as I told, these timers or counters use system clock, that is nothing but crystal oscillator circuit, as I discussed here. So it is using this external oscillator circuit. So that for timers the architecture is designed like to get the timer clock, that will be first divided by 12, then only it will be given to the timer or counter block. So here we are getting, for example, 11.0592 for example. So that will be divisible by 12, then only it will be, that clock will be given to this timers or counter block. So that is the reason. So we need to check what is the timers clock frequency and timers time period. So that will be calculated here. So it will be like, so if we are getting 11.0529 megahertz as a input crystal oscillator. So mostly we use this for 8051. So there is a reason for this why we are using. So it will be give accurate baud rate during baud rate calculation in UART serial programming. So that is the reason we should use 11.0592529 megahertz. So and if you calculate this timers clock frequency, so the timers clock frequency will be comes by divisible by 12. So you will get 91.6 kilohertz. So that means 11.0529 divided by 12, it gives 91.6 kilohertz. So this is the frequency. So we need a time period. So what's the formula for time period? So formula for time period is T equal to 1 by F. So we already know the frequency, that is 921.6. So if you apply here, the time will be 1 by 921.6 kilohertz, it gives 1.085 microseconds. So this is nothing but timers time period. So this value we will be using in during timers programming. So remember this 11.085 we will be using in our program during setting TL0 and TH1 values. So that will be discussed in next slides. So this already I discussed. The gate will be, if gate is 0, then this is the internal or software method to start the timer or stop the timer. So there is an external method also. If you see gate equal to 1 in T mode, so then that is the external method to start or stop the timer or counter. So this will be, these concepts we will discuss in next videos. So now for timers programming, mostly in this video I am using gate equal to 0, that is internal method or software method to start or stop the timer. And there is a timer start register. This is a 1-bit register. So if we give there are 2 bits for both timer 0 and timer 1. So that means if TR0 equal to 1, if you write in the program, that timer will start. If we give TR1 equal to 1, the timer 1 will be start. So that means for TR0 will be for timer 0, TR1 for timer 1. So next, if you see, so this is the for characteristics and operation of mode 1. So that means if it is a 16-bit timer, so how it will work, we will see. So it allows value from 0000 to FF since it is a 16-bit operation. So that will be loaded into a, what is the timer value, that should be loaded to a TL or and TH. So after loading this TL, TH and TL, then the 16-bit value with a 16-bit value, then the timer must be started using a TR1 or TR0. After the timer is started, it counts like suppose it counts until it reaches the maximum value of FF. Suppose if you give TL0, TH0, 00 and TH also 00, then it will start counting from this value to the maximum value FF. So it will give maximum delay if you go 0000. That means the count from 0000 to FF. So this is the maximum timer we can generate using this 16-bit timer. So that we will see in the calculation. So before that we have to understand this diagram. Like, so we are getting a crystal frequency that we discussed. So that the value is 11.0529. So we are getting 11.0529, that will be divisible by 12. So here we are using timer mode, for example. That means this bit will be 0, C by T bar will be 0. So and there is a timer start bit. This, if this bit is 1, then only the timer will start. So that means this clock will be carry forwarded to the TH and TL values. So that there is a TF flag, timer flag. So that flag will be raised whenever the timer overflows. That means if the value is initially we set TL or TH values we set for 0000. So that will start count and it will reach the maximum value FF. So once it reach FF, again for next increment that value will be overflowed and it will be 00. So whenever this overflows FF, then the timer flag, there is a timer flag TF that will be set. So in program our reference will be this TF flag. So if the TF flag is 1, that means it is the counter is reached the maximum value, and so after that we can exit that means we got the required delay. So you can understand that we got the required delay. So this is the explanation. So we already discussed this one. So next is, so to generate a time delay. So this we already discussed. So we need to load T mode value. We need to give the which mode we need to operate, whether it is timer 0 or timer 1, and whether in timer 0 also again there are different modes, mode 0, 1, 2, 3. So we need to select whether it is 16-bit or 8-bit. So that is the value we need to give it to T mode. So during programming, and we need to load register values like TL, TH values with initial count value. So this TH or TL depends on the delay value. Suppose if I need 25 millisecond, there will be some values for TL and TH. So if I need, suppose for example 50 millisecond delay, so then there will be different values for TL and TH. So this, for this there will be one formula that I am going to discuss in next slide. So there will be to start the timer there will be TR. If TR 0 or 1 equal to 1 or 1 if you give, then the timer will be started. So we can use like this in program. And there is a TF we already discussed, timer flag. So that will be overflowed whenever the count reaches maximum, more than maximum. So we always check this TF flag. So until it timer generated our required delay. So for a next operation we need to clear the timer flag for the next delay generation. So once the delay completes, again if you need the next time delay, then it will start from the step 2. Again we need to load the TL and TH values. Again TR value should be started, and again we need to check the TF and so on. So next slide is, so this is the formula I am going to discuss. There is a formula to generate some delay. So that means if the clock is 11.0529592 megahertz, so we can use the following steps finding the TH and TL register values which will be stored in our program. So first step is divide the desired time value by 1.085 microseconds. This we got during the timer's time period. So this value we will be using. You already know how you got this 1.085 microseconds. So next step is perform maximum value, that is for a 16 bit the maximum value will be 65,536 minus, so we got one value here after divisible by 1.085 microseconds, so we'll get one value. So this should be done here, and the next third step, convert that result of step 2 to hexadecimal value. So we'll get one decimal value here, this should be converted to hexadecimal. So in hexadecimal we will get a value like this, YYXX format. Then this XX is nothing but it should be, the value should be loaded to hexadecimal value should be loaded to TL, the YY should be loaded to TH. So let me explain with an example now. Suppose I need a 50 millisecond delay. So 50 millisecond delay means, so what is the first step saying? First step is, so 50 millisecond divisible by 1.085 microseconds. So it gives so if you calculate this, it gives 46082. I already calculated. So if you want, you can calculate. So 50 millisecond means 50 into 10 power minus 3 divisible by 1.085 micro means 10 power minus 6. So if you do this math, so you will get 46082. So this in next step what it is saying, so this value will be, should be subtracted from 60 maximum value, that is 65,536 minus this value. So if you do that in calculator, 65,536 minus 46082, so you will get 19254. So if you convert this to hexadecimal value, this is the decimal value, so I want to equivalent hexadecimal value, the value will be 4B FE, 4B FE. Just copy this. So we got one value, that is 4B FE. So this is in the format of YYXX, that means there are 4. So this will be a third, and fourth step should be TL0 should be loaded to, if we are using timer 0. So 0x lower byte, that is 0x FE, and TH 0 with 0x 4B. That's what fourth point saying. So the FE is lower byte, we are storing it in TL lower byte, timer 0 lower byte, and the higher byte 4B will be storing in timer TH0, that is higher byte. So like this we can generate for any delay. For example, if you need for 25 millisecond we can generate. So if you need for 10 millisecond also we can generate. So maximum how much we can generate? So maximum we can generate like the value equivalent to 0 0 0 0. The value for TL0 0 and TH0 also 0. So 0 0 to if you do the math, so you will get here 65,536 minus. So if you calculate that one in a reverse calculation, so maximum you will get 72 millisecond around. So you can calculate that later. So now I am going to proceed the next slides. So I hope you understood this. So next I am going to write for the same what we have designed for. I am going to write a program. So the requirement is I need to write a program to toggle or blink a LED which is connected to port 2 0th pin with 50 millisecond delay using timers. So there is a hint here. So we need to use internal method to start timer and use timer 0 and in 16-bit mode. So we already know for internal method, if you see the this one, so the requirement saying we need to use timer 0, that means this side bits we need to use, these bits will be 0, so the bits will be 0 0 0 0 and internal method to start the timer, that means gate will be 0. So next C by T bar, that means we need timer, C by T bar means 0 means timer, so we need to give second bit also 0 here, and so we need to use 16-bit timer mode operation, that is 0 1 from the below table, that is this one. So the value will be 0x, T mode value will be 0x 0 1 for this application. So now we got a T mode value, that is 0x 0 1, and so we need to calculate TL0 value and TH0 value. How you will get this? Based on this one. So we already calculated that one. TL0 is, so we can directly copy paste here. So to start the timer we need to give TR0 equal to 1 and we need to continuously check timer flag. So that we already discussed in the operation. So now let's start writing program. Before that, let's have a look on the circuit diagram or schematic diagram. So we need to generate a 50 millisecond delay. This LED should be blinked once in every 50 millisecond time. So I am just using a oscilloscope here to check whether it is giving exact delay or not. So this is a simple circuit, and next if you see the program, so I am just using the separate .c.h files for delay and main timer.c file. So this basics we already discussed in previous videos. So how to do this separation we already discussed in my previous video. So I am just going to write the main logic here. So here the main logic we already using LED that is connected to port 20. So I am just toggling it with a LED equal to negation of LED, the simple line, and there will be delay function. So this is a delay function I'm just using to write this. I'm just calling that delay. So now the LED will be blinking with this delay. So this delay function we need to define with we already decided some configured values that should be written in this function. So let's go to that function. This is the definition of that function. So what's the value? Tmod value we need to give. So tmod value we need to give 0x 01. So this we already decided here. Based on this configuration. Next, we need to load TL0, TL1 values. The values TL0 equal to 0x FE, TH0 equal to 0x 4P. So next, we need to start the timer. That is, for starting timer 0, we need to give TR0 equal to 1. The simple line we can give, the timer will start now. So now we need to check whether the timer, whenever the timer flag overflows, we need to check that. For that, I'm just writing simple while loop here. While TF0 is equal to 0. So the loop will be, this line means the loop will be repeated here until initially the TF value is 0. So that means until the TF0 equal to 0, the loop will be repeated here continuously. So whenever the timer flag is 1, that means the counter is overflows. Whenever the timer counter overflows from this value to the maximum value, so the counter will reach from this value to the maximum value, that is 0x FF. So if it reach from count from these values to the maximum value, that means the delay is generated. That many counts it count means that required 50 millisecond delay is generated. That is the meaning. So whenever the timer flag rise, that is nothing but this is overflowing. That means our count is overflowing is nothing but our delay is generated. So we need to take this as reference. TF0 is equal to 0. So until then it will wait until the TF flag is rise. So whenever it rise, it will come down. So again for next operation, we need to clear the timer. TR0 equal to 0, and again we need to flag also we need to clear for next time delay operation. So if you don't clear this, it will work only one time. So we must clear TR0 and TF0. So if it is for timer 1, we need to use TR1 and TF1. It's a simple program we can write. So for generating, this is the program to generate 50 millisecond timer. So I hope you understood. Initially we are loading some values. This will be done by a calculation TL0, TH0, and this value will be counted one by one until it reaches maximum value. Whenever it reaches maximum value, there is a, whenever you start this timer, then only it will start counting. Whenever it reaches the maximum value TF0 equal to 1, so that means the timer is overflowed, then we got 50 millisecond delay. So for next time operation we are just clearing this. So like this we can write a delay function for generating a delay using timers. So we maintain like I just rename it to main.c and delay.c just for your convenience. So in main.c we are calling this delay function. So the delay.c will have this delay function definition, and delay.h will have this function prototype. So like this we can do a simple program to generate 50 millisecond delay. That is our first program. So let me execute this. So before executing, just we need to check the clock frequency. It should match with what you have referred, like we referred for 11.0529 megahertz, so that should be same here. So and the X file we need to load, play it, let's see whether it is giving exact delay or not. So I'm just using oscilloscope here. So if you see so if you see calculate the delay here, the timing is here 20 millisecond. So 20, and that means each block is 20. If you reference from here, this is 20 millisecond, 20, 40, and this is off. So it is giving exactly 50 millisecond delay. So you can understand this. So each block is 20 millisecond we set here. So if we set for 50 millisecond, exactly can see one block is 50 millisecond. So it is generating 50 millisecond delay. So what we have written program. So and our next program is, it will be like write a program to generate 500 Hz frequency at port to 0th pin. So in this also we need to use internal method to start the timer and use timer 0 and 16-bit mode. So what's the T mode value here? So you already know the T mode value, how we can define. In this program the T mode value will be, so we need to use timer based on this. So we need to use timer 0, that means only these bits will be enabled. So the similarly, so these bits will be same, and we need to use 16-bit mode. For 16-bit mode the same thing, 0x01 0001. So we are using timer, so this bit will be 0, and gate also 0. So this is similar to the previous condition. So 0x01, the T mode value will be 0x01. So we need to calculate TL0 and TH0 values. So how much delay we need here? Here there is no delay, they given in frequency. Suppose we have f here, that is frequency, f equal to 50 Hz. So based on f we can calculate time period, that is time delay. So t equal to 1 by f. So you know already this formula, basics. So it will give 1 by 500 it will give, that means 1 divided by 500, that is nothing but 0.002. So it is nothing but 2 millisecond. So 2 millisecond is for if you see the clock. So for clock, if you see this is a clock for example. So the time period we calculate for one on and one off. That means this is one on and one off. So one on off we calculate the time period. So that means from this line to here we calculate time period. So this should be in frequency, this should be divisible by 2 here. So that means here 2 millisecond means this is for both T on and T off. So if we consider only for only T on or T off. So the generate required delay will be 2 millisecond divided by 2. So we'll get 1 millisecond. So we need to write logic for 1 millisecond to generate 50 Hz at port to 0th pin. So anyway, for next cycle this will be T on T off will be continuously repeated with 1 millisecond. So that time period will be 2 millisecond. So if you calculate for 1 millisecond the TL0 and TH1 values, what will be the values? So as we discussed the formula, so like this we need to do. This is for 50 millisecond, previously we calculated. So if we do it for 1 millisecond, so what's the value for 1 millisecond? So the what's the first step? It should be the time delay divisible by 1.085 microseconds. That means 1 divided by 1.085 microseconds. So what it is equivalent to, so that is nothing but it will give 1000 divided by 921.65. So that is also equivalent to so finally we'll get a value like this. If you just try this one, already I calculated, I have calculated, so we'll get value like 921.65. So the first step you will get this should be subtracted. This should be subtracted from 65,536 minus, so you can use 921 or 921. That gives calculator, if you see 65,536 minus 921, which gives this one. Copy this, and if you see the equivalent hexadecimal, so you will get FC67. So as you know, here FC means that is TH higher byte, TH0. TH0 we have to store FC 0x FC, and TL0 0x 67. That's the value we have to load. So like this we can generate any delay and any frequency. So these values we are going to give it in our program. So let's change that previous logic. So this is same, T mod equal 0x01. So only TL0 TH0 values will change. That is TH0 is 0x FC, and TH0, sorry, this is TH0 0x FC, TL0 is 0x67, 0x67. So it will start rolling from this value to the maximum value. So whenever it rolls over, the flag will be raised once you start the timer. So similarly it will work for this. the frequency generation also. So we are just generating delay here, so that delay will be converted to frequency because of we are toggling here. So once in a while of one infinity loop, so it will generate that 50. What's our requirement? So we need to write a program to generate 50 Hz frequency that will be achieved using this code. Just save this, compile, build it. So let's execute in Proteus simulation. Stop this first, flash the software, play it. So now it is generating 50 Hz. Let's check that. H. So 1 millisecond it is generating delay here. So if it is scaling, if you see, so each block is 1 millisecond. So we generated delay for 1 millisecond only. So 1 millisecond and on time and 1 millisecond off time. So if we calculate frequency, 2 millisecond frequency, that is nothing but 50 Hz frequency it is generating. So this is exactly what you have written program. So like this you can generate any delay or any frequency. So the in detailed programs for timer 0 timers we will discuss in next video. So there will be part 2 for this timers concept, just to simplify the code. So I will be doing another video for this. Thanks for watching, stay tuned. So finally I'm posting some interview questions in community tab. Just do check this, it will be very useful. So every day I'm posting one question here. Thank you.